98 Books presents Rebel with a Cause, Roots, Records and Revolutions, written and read by Darcus Beese. I don't care if Saturday falls on a Sunday. Darcus How.
Forward by Barbara Beese. Preparing to write this short tribute, I was reminded of an occasion some years ago. A period in time when politicians sought to enhance their street credibility by openly courting the company of music industry luminaries. Following one such encounter, Darcus reported that he had met the Prime Minister. His father, somewhat exasperated, responded, "No, Darcus, you have not met the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has met you." It resonated with me at the time. It was a succinct reminder that in this particular encounter, Darcus was the one of sufficient merit and worth, and that it was the Prime Minister who was the fortunate one, rather than the reverse. It was a reminder, too, of the extent to which we, as black people, routinely downgrade our individual and collective experiences. All this is explored within the pages of Rebel with a Cause. A truly remarkable insight into Darcus's personal and professional journey over the past 30 years, navigating to the top of the music industry. Its lows, huge highs, lessons learned and lessons taught. It is related with both gravitas and visceral honesty. And I am certain it will rightly be regarded as a vital exposition of the ongoing black experience in a white world, both here in the United Kingdom and in the United States. As Darcus's mother, it is an absolute privilege to be invited to write this short tribute, and I want to conclude with the following extract from the book, which is for me an important statement of his values, and I quote, "What matters is how people perceive and remember you after interactions. Do they view you with respect? It all boils down to what one desires from professional and personal relationships. If the goal is to merely be perceived as a good human being, what does that entail? It's almost impossible to always embody that ideal, but at the very least, one should strive to be decent and genuine. I am so very proud to be his mother." Barbara Beese, March 2024.
Chapter 1, Once in a Lifetime. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Talking Heads. It was like I'd got COVID of the soul. Just as people would lose their sense of taste and smell from coronavirus, I'd lost my mojo. Every beat, every melody, every lyric I'd ever listened to now had no flavour, no funk, no nothing. I felt numb. What was once euphoric was now just white noise, which for someone running one of the world's biggest record labels was nothing short of a catastrophe. And now there was this. Another black man killed by the police on the streets of my adopted home. Sure, I could disconnect if I wanted to. I could think, what's he got to do with me? I didn't know the brother. I could buy into the media deflections, the political distractions, the I feel your pain denials, and just accept that the fellow was asking for it. With my Upper West Side apartment, my Caribbean holidays, my industry awards, my this, my that, I could have simply dropped the shoulder on this one, moved on and gone about my business. I could have, but I didn't. As I stood in the middle of Union Square, surveying the mass of masked protesters with their mashed up placards, raised fists and voices fueled with frustration, anger and yes, hate, I'd seen enough to know when things would soon get ugly. Surrounding the square, what was earlier a thin blue line of overweight beat cops overseeing a peaceful demonstration had suddenly turned into a thick, dark mulch of baton-wielding riot police, poised and ready for trouble. "Let's get out of here," I said to my wife, Alice.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?